Hi everyone, welcome back to a new post today. And Prime Minister Narendra Modi inaugurated the third Global Maritime Summit. And India has a very long coastline, and blue economy or coastal economy or shipping plays a very important role with regard to trade and also tourism in India. The logistics index, especially the performance of India in the logistic index, has improved very well. One of the reasons is because of inland waterways and also use of ports and maritime trade to a large extent. Let's look at some of the highlights which happened during the Global Maritime Summit. That's because blue economy or coastal economy is very important for India, keeping in mind the long coastline that we have. So we have almost a 7,500 kilometer long coastline spanning 10 states, and they are all very much dependent on the major ports. We have 12 major ports and some 100 plus small ports which are located in these states in the coastal regions. And the most important thing that happened during this Global Maritime Summit, which is being held, so the first time the summit was held was in Mumbai in the year 2016, and this is the second one was held virtually in 2021, and now this is the third summit that is taking place. Prime Minister unveiled the Amrit Kal vision of 2047 for the Indian maritime blue economy. So it is a long-term blueprint for Indian maritime blue economy. So blue economy or ocean economy, as it is called, is used for a term to describe economic activities that are associated with oceans and seas, and it aims in enhancing the port facilities, promoting sustainable practices, and also facilitating international collaboration. Now let me tell you, Government of India has the goal of achieving net zero emission target by 2070, but that will come when every sector of the economy becomes carbon neutral, and there is a plan for the government to even make the ports and the shipping sector carbon neutral as well. So keeping in mind climate change, global warming, and also sustainable port development, this summit is also very important. Now the summit is the biggest maritime event in the country and witnesses the participation of ministers from all across the globe representing countries of Europe, Africa, South America, Asia, the Middle East, BIMSTEC region. The summit is also held, attended by global CEOs, business investors, leaders, officials, and other stakeholders worldwide. Further, several Indian states will also be represented at the summit by the ministers and the dignitaries as well. Important issues like decarbonization, coastal shipping, inland water transportation, shipbuilding, repair, recycling, finance, insurance, arbitration, maritime clusters, innovation, technology, maritime safety and security, maritime tourism, all that are connected with the coastal economy of India will be discussed. The summit provides an excellent platform for attracting investment in the country's maritime sector. As I told you, the first Maritime Summit was held in 2016 in Mumbai, and the second one was held virtually in 2021. So this vision which the government released in alignment with that for Indian maritime blue economy and also futuristic plan, the Prime Minister inaugurated and also laid the foundation stone for projects worth more than 23,000 crore during the summit. He also laid the foundation stone of Tuna Tekra all-weather deep draft terminal being built at the cost of 4,500 crore at Deen Dayal Port Authority in Gujarat. This is a state-of-the-art greenfield terminal that is being developed in the PPP mode. The terminal is also likely to emerge as an international trade hub that will handle next-gen vessels exceeding 18,000 20-foot equivalent units or TEUs and will act as a gateway for India trade via the recently launched Indian Middle East Europe Economic Corridor. Now this corridor was launched during the G20 meeting, and it is old and it is touted to be to bolster the transportation and communication links between Europe and Asia through rail and shipping networks, and is used by India and USA, who launched this as a counter to China's Belt and Road Initiative or the BRI. Government has taken many steps to enhance the maritime trade and also develop the ports in the country. The capacity of the major ports have been developed in India. As I told you that we have 12 major ports. Turnaround time for big vessels now has come down to less than 24 hours compared to 42 hours that was before. Construction of new roads are being done to enhance connectivity, expressways as well. The Sagarmala project strengthens the coastal infrastructure. Government has laid the development for the Great Nicobar Port Transshipment Hub. The government's vision of ports for prosperity, ports for progress, and also ports for productivity industry is in tune with Make in India. Coastal shipping modes are being modernized in India, and also the coastal cargo traffic is doubled in the last decade. Government's focus is not only in the coastal trade but also in shipbuilding, ship repair and recycling as well. India is planning to make the ports carbon neutral to achieve the net zero emissions target in the sector and also the overall net zero emission target. The National Maritime Heritage Complex was recently inaugurated at Lothal and to preserve the world heritage and also urge citizens to visit it on completion. The world's largest cruise service is being promoted as tourism in India. International cruise terminals are being developed at Mumbai and modern cruise terminals are being developed at Visakhapatnam and Chennai as well. India is moving towards becoming a global cruise destination with a state-of-its-art infrastructure. And let's look at some of the data about how actually the maritime sector has been performing since last year. That is the recent 2023 data. Maritime transportation accounts for 95% of India's trade by volume and 70% by value. The most cutting-edge infrastructure in port is very crucial for especially export and import and also trade, etc. So according to the 2023 data of the Ministry of Shipping, 12 major ports saw a 1.74% increase in the cargo traffic to 203 million tons from April to June quarter 2023 from 197 tons in the same period last year. Capacities across the ports have been doubled to 1600 million tons. In financial year 23, the ports handled 790 million ton of cargo, the highest ever, and a 10% jump in year-on-year statistics. The target of 400 billion exports for 2022 have been achieved in advance. Now we have achieved an export of $413 billion 10 months in advance of the fiscal. The Government of India has cleared the development of the Vadavan port in Maharashtra as a landlord port development model due to its natural advantage and also growing requirement of import and export trade. Container port is being developed at Galatia Bay. World Bank Logistics Performance Index, in that India has climbed up 16 position in the last few years or in the last decade from 54 to 38, and out of 139 countries surveyed. The international shipment category, India has moved up to rank 22 from 44 in 2018, and the average container dwell time, that is the time a container spends at the location in India, is just now about 3 days in comparison to 4 days in UAE and South Africa, and in US it is 7 days, and in Germany 10 days. The turnaround time for Indian ports, especially the Jawaharlal Nehru port, the largest state-run container port in India, is just 0.9 days, that is 22 hours, and is better than advanced countries of US, Germany, Canada and even Australia. So this is about making Indian ports capable for Make in India, Make the World campaign of the Government of India, and also with regard to net zero emissions, India is making the blue economy a medium to achieve a greener planet as well. India is also moving towards achieving a global cruise hub status with state-of-the-art infrastructure with combination of development, demography, democracy and demand. This is an opportunity for the investors during the Global Maritime Summit to invest in this long coastline of India. So this is about the Global Maritime Summit, its importance, what are the major highlight and also some of the important statistics of 2023. I hope this information was really helpful to you all, because in UPSC we have infrastructure, ports as an important topic, and apart from that it's also helpful in APPSC geography and economy part, and also to your TSPSC as well. And I hope this will lay the good foundation for you all, and please do not forget to like, share and subscribe and comment as well, and I shall see you in my next post. Until then, very happy learning.